Okay, so this topic is going to be a topic that I have not covered on the channel, like, fully yet. I do not enjoy this world as a person. I think this world is awful. I think it's a terrible place, and I think that there are so many terrible people in it, and I truly just despise it down to my core. There are various reasons for why that is, and I will make an entire video debunking every reason why that is, but for the most part, no, not for the most part, for this video, the topic will remain a person who simply chooses to not indulge in a good idea that another person has or lets another person contribute simply because of the fact that a person does not meet the certain requirements to that person's personal standards. Not to their like work standards or their like, like the society standards, but to their personal standards. Whether that be physically or mentally or sociably, just in general. It bothers me because in this world, I believe there should be free will in a sense that everybody should be allowed to express themselves in a way that they choose to. And if that person who expresses themselves in a maybe unorthodox or not really way that majority of people can see or understand or agree with, even if a person does do that, I feel like they should still be nevertheless allowed to express themselves. And in a sense, I believe that if they have some good ideas, if they have some points in this world that I feel like they should be listened to on, or just overall have insight on a certain subject that could overall vastly help humanity in that certain subsection of whatever they're doing for the world, I think that they should be heard out seriously. Even if their maybe appearance or sociable or just overall status of what the standards are the person they're speaking to doesn't like, even if somebody thinks you're a joke because you don't meet their personal standards, they shouldn't just shut you out or immediately go, no, this person, let's just ignore all the positive things that this person can bring to us and let's just focus on the negatives. That's such a closed-minded way of thinking, and I just think that it's overall an issue in a sense that this world is never going to grow, and we're never going to grow as people, and we're never going to advance as a society if we keep thinking like that. These people in like the early 60s and 70s, they did the same thing with like hippies and stuff. People did not like hippies back then. If you were a blue collar man who worked in like finance or some sort of, just in general, like a normal dude, you were not gonna like people who were like hippies. It went against what everybody was doing at the time. It was like, in a sense, a form of rebellion. They had their long hair, they had their like van with the peace symbol on it, the multicolored shirts, the tie-dye and all that. And people did not like that. That was like people did not like you if you were part of that group. Just not even because you were really doing anything wrong, simply for existing in that way. People were like, how dare you exist in this way? And I feel like it's the same way in the world we live now. I feel like if you exist in a certain way and you're an intellectual, or you're somebody who actually is I'm just saying, if you're somebody who brings more to the table, right? If you're somebody who actually, let's just say hypothetically, brings like something great to the table, but you're like viewed as like a joke or viewed as in some way that people don't like understand, just because they don't understand it, they're going to crush it. And if they crush it, then all of that productivity and all of that positive, reinforced thinking you could bring to them in their situation that they may need help in, that you could actually have helped them on, you now can't even, like, they're hurting themselves because they just threw away a good idea, potentially, and a saving, like a business / world / social saving idea. And I feel like if we don't change the way we think in this world, because let's face it, this world is rapidly changing with social media, with overall just the framework of how people view things, cancel culture, being, just different. Everything in this world is now different. And if people who are born, like, what are they called? Boomers, I think that's whatever their generation is. Like, I don't remember what they're called, but if they don't change, and even this goes for our generation as well, if we don't change the way we think, if we don't change the way we structure or view things, then we're gonna miss out on a lot of people who could have been movers and shakers in this world simply because we choose to reject what they have to offer because of something as stupid as their appearance, or because of something as stupid as the way that they act around other people. It's like, if a person is like a straight up, arrogant, self-centered like person, if someone's cocky, right, and you just don't like them and they think they're the best and they're the greatest, it takes a really open mind to go, you know what, I don't like this person, I don't like being around them, I don't agree with a lot of things that they have to say or do, but you know what, they're actually good at what they do. They at least have the talent to back it up. So I'm going to stomach them and I'm going to bear them and I'm going to learn what I can learn from them. Because who knows, I may be great because of them, even though I don't agree or stand by what they, are. It takes a brave person, an open-minded person to think like that. And I feel like that goes for people who are just overall, like, for example, if someone sees you and they don't agree with your appearance, and you could have theoretically been very smart to them. Like, for example, here's a perfect example. If Pythagorean theorem, right, was portrayed by Zayn Malik, how many people do you think would have actually, like, how many more people do you think would have listened to it if Zayn Malik had been the one to, explain or push Pythagorean theorem at the time, that it was, a thing? Like, being intelligent has nothing to do, like, if you cannot measure up physically and you're a great mind and you're intelligent, it's like, obviously people will listen to you and appreciate you for your brain, but it's going to be an astronomically lower amount of people that would listen to you if it came down to, like, if it came down to your looks. Like, if you had brains and looks at the same time, like, more people would listen to you. And I feel like that's so sad to me. It's so bothersome to me. But at the end of the day, I mean, there's nothing I can do to change it. What I can do, though, is encourage people to just broaden their horizons when it comes to a person who you may not understand. And instead of just going, I don't understand them, I'm going to tear them down because that's the easiest choice to make, maybe don't criticize them. Maybe try to understand what it is they are doing and why they're doing it, and hear them out to the fullest of extents. And if, you realize this person is a freak or crackhead or whatever, then don't be around them and immediately get them away from your circle. But if you do listen to them and they do say something that you maybe resonate with or have some sort of insight on something that you want to learn or, just intrigue you, you may be talking to somebody who's on the right track, somebody who can put you on the right track. And I feel like if you're not open-minded, there's no way of that happening. If you are, there's at least a 50% chance of that happening. And I don't know about you guys, but I would rather have 50-50 odds than 0 to 100 odds. That's just me.